welcome to the Happy Event Planner Show, where we highlight event planners, talk all things events, the good, the bad, the ugly, but also, of course, the happy. And today we have Kylie Register with us, who just got married. I just found out by typing in her last name. And we are going to talk about the amazing event here that is happening and is put on. It's put on by the university, correct?
Yes, the University of Florida. It's the Office of Professional and Workforce Development. So it really coincides with everything we're doing at the office. So
great. And so this is your first year on the Inspiring Women Leaders event. Mm-hmm. So tell me about like how you kind of came into the whole process.
Yeah, so I came aboard at the end of May for the whole Office of Professional and Workforce Development, which puts on the conference. So it was definitely a learning curve for all of the programs, but especially with the conference because we just came out of this crazy time of, switching everything up like everybody's been doing. So it was a figuring out of how do we get back into what we were doing and are people comfortable with it. So it was definitely an interesting time to come aboard the team, but it's been a great team to be a part of. So
awesome. You're taking it on with full charge.
Yes.
So give us a little overview of what the event is, where it is, and when it is.
Sounds great. So like you said, it's the Inspiring Women Leaders Conference. We call it IWL for short. It's kind of you'll see that around if you're going to our socials or anything like that. It is March 8th and 9th. So the trick to remembering Inspiring Women Leaders is it always is on March 8th because that is International Women's Day. So just schedule it for years and years and years forward on March 8th and you'll be good. It's really a place where we look to empower women in any stage of their life. I mean, women handle so much, right? There's business women, we handle the home, we handle our social lives, everything. And we have facets where we may feel uncomfortable, where we may need some development. And it's a place to not only find the tools and the inspiration to kind of move forward, but also to network with others who are kind of in the same place and to find those groups of people who we can confide in and those types of things. So that's really what the conference is about. It is in Gainesville, Florida. So at the University of Florida Conference Center or Hilton Conference Center, University of Florida Hilton Conference Center. It's a word.
Is it tied to the Hilton brand? Is it?
Yes. Okay. So it's the Hilton that's right next to the main part of campus. So awesome. It's all attached to University of Florida, but
it sounds like a good partnership to me.
Oh, it's wonderful. They've been fantastic. And we're excited to be back in person this year. So we're both in person and virtual this year. Last year, we were only virtual. And actually, luckily in 2020, we were able to go completely because it was March 8th. So it was really right before the horrible floodgates opened. So we got lucky there. Yeah. And then we had time to kind of figure out what we were going to do. So we've been a little bit lucky, but we are so excited to be back in person, but have that virtual option for those who are still uncomfortable. So
awesome. And I think the cool thing about virtual that we really learned during this whole thing is that we can open up our audience to such a broader audience. Like we can further reach than we've ever been able to reach before with events. And I think that's really cool because it's something that maybe we kind of like shied away from before or never really thought about, I guess. And then all of a sudden now it's just like this really cool opportunity. So happy to hear that it's a little bit of a hybrid event. So what are the challenges that come with these hybrid events?
Luckily, I mean, part of our office is also the conference department. So they help run any conference at the university, that kind of thing, that want to take in up their services. So they are more than familiar with running these virtual and hybrid conferences. So we are blessed to have them on our team and in-house. Yes. That really helps us out. So it's interesting, you know, last year we were fully virtually focused. So we were really tailoring all of our experiences directly to virtual. So with this hybrid experience, it's really about how do we have this in-person experience, but also give a similar amount of value to those virtual clients, because we did lower the price for virtual because they're not going to get certain things like the networking, right? Like those types of things that you would get in an in-person conference, especially for this one. You'll have it, but it'll be more limited. So it's really finding that balance that I think has been a challenge. And it's something that we're going to learn from this one and grow into the next one. And I feel like that's kind of how everybody's handling these situations right now. It's just, we're going to, you know, see how it goes. We get feedback from, you know, those who attend. That really helps us out, because obviously we can only assume or imagine how people are feeling so much, but it's really helpful when those who are going and those who are experiencing it tell us exactly how they feel. I mean, as harsh as it can be, it's so helpful. Because it may be something that we just don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't know what you don't know, of course.
Yeah.
And truly, and you know, in all aspects of more business, I would say, but sometimes you have to learn as you go. Like there's not another way to do it. You know, waiting for things to be perfect is never a good way to go in business. I think that we halt ourselves more when that happens than we help ourselves. So happy to hear that. It's interesting how that is all going to change and mold over time. I was recently giving a virtual keynote, and it was so bizarre because I'm sitting here in my like home studio, and I stand up and I'm like super engaging, and like I paint at the same time. So I've got a lot of cameras and things going on. But it was so weird because it's like such this like high energy thing. And here I am in a Zoom room, kind of like you and I are, with just the like production manager, like the AV person. And that was it. And all of these other attendees, which I heard there was like thousands of them, but I don't know. They're all on like in this like virtual room environment.
Yes.
Like game environment almost on some other website link. But of course, I can't see them.
Yeah.
It is just like so going behind the camera is such a bizarre world too. So I think like as attendees are attending virtual events, like maybe just always kind of think about that, like we're all kind of navigating.
It's not just the attendee, it's everyone. You know, something interesting, I'm not 100% sure if we're going to be able to do it at IWL, but in past smaller classes or conferences that we have done, we have actually set up a Zoom camera towards the audience. You don't see like facial expressions and things like that, but at least you do get that sense of how many people are there, who is there. It kind of, as I've been a speaker at conferences as well. So it kind of gives that like, okay, I'm not speaking to an empty room.
Right. Yeah. And if I am, then I'm going to act like I'm not.
Always.
There's this weird thing about like energy, I think, when it comes to being both on and off the stage, right? So like being in a room full of 5 people and giving that talk, it could be the exact same talk, but like feels so much different than giving that same talk to 500 people, you know? So,
absolutely.
And as an attendee, I think it's the same thing. It's like you kind of feed off of the energy of those around you as well.
Yeah, you adapt. Absolutely.
Yeah, which is why I think, you know, like let's get back to live events as soon as possible so we can have you know.
I know. We are so excited to see
Of course.
people again.
Can I just see you? Can I just like, we don't have to hug, but just like a little
just be over there.
That's awesome. So what is like what are you most nervous about for the event?
Oh my gosh. From my standpoint, I mean, I'm not the person involved in like the nitty gritty of, the logistics of it. But I think I'm just most nervous about making everyone have an enjoyable experience. That is as a marketing professional, our job doesn't stop at getting the word out. It actually never stops, because we always want them to have that experience that they then tell other people about and that we can ask them about and promote. So I think for me, especially with the first time marketing this specific event, that's what I'm going to be looking for, is making sure that these people who are attending in all avenues are getting an enjoyable and worthwhile experience, because they are paying money, and we want to make sure that they're happy. Perfect for
happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Happy attendees make happy event planners, right?
Absolutely. And it keeps that circle going of it would just make my job a lot easier. So
yeah. So you're on the marketing side of things. So I want to talk about that, because I think, the attendees, like when they get there, they don't maybe understand everything it took to get to where they are that day. And other event planners can appreciate it. But I think some event planners are in just like the day of planning, right? And so they're not on the marketing side. So let's talk about the marketing. What are some ways that you have found to be effective for marketing these events, for getting butts in seats, etc.?
Yes. I definitely visuals from past events, especially. I think the hardest year is always going to be that first year, because you don't have those happy faces at the conference. You don't have that lively video of just someone moving and giving that presentation. People really respond to that. They want to see and experience what they're getting before they get it. And I think that is the key, is giving that to them without giving away everything.
Yeah.
There's that happy medium of, this is everything you're getting, but we want you to want more. But definitely video is huge. Sound bites, anything that they can grasp onto to understand exactly what they could experience and want more. I think that is kind of the crux of good event marketing.
Yeah. Okay. So we're using videos, we're using visuals, and then what platforms are we putting that out?
Oh my gosh. Social media, of course. I mean, as much as we hate it, we love it. We're all indifferent about it.
I don't know. I always have this conversation. It just kind of depends, I guess. But
I feel like working in it, sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh. But definitely social media, I think, is the main tool. You can it's so simple to reach people, and even let alone organically, but also if you do have a budget for paid advertisement, a very small budget. I mean, we all want to cringe at the Facebook algorithm and all of that, but $5 a day can get you so much, especially if you are hosting a virtual conference and you don't have that geographic limitation and you can open that up. That's a really good avenue. Social is definitely, I feel like, the way to go. Email marketing, all those organic elements of building those email lists and building an audience year over year that can share it with their sphere of influence, because I think that's kind of the trail, right? Like, we share it with you, they share it with theirs, then it continues, and all of a sudden we've reached all of these different people. So those are definitely the avenues that I think are the most beneficial, especially if you have a limited team or you have a limited budget. Those are like the starting points that I think can help reach a lot for very little.
And what like percentage of your attendees are like come from the local community, like Gainesville, but beyond, like maybe into Jacksonville? And
I don't have those exact numbers, but
like, is it like
I know
majority? Is it
yeah,
like
there's definitely a good amount. We have a really good local following, especially tied to the university, and we have all of those students at our disposal, which is fantastic for us. I don't necessarily have those exact numbers. I do know that in 2021 we had individuals from 10 states and 2 different countries. So we do reach outside, and then that was virtual. But probably even more surprising is in 2020, when we were in person, we had 9 states and still 2 countries. So people do travel, people do come from all over, and I think that word of mouth really helps that. So
I love that. So do you have students and the general population attending this?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Cool.
Yes. And
cool.
students do get a special price, of course. And I think that's, from my understanding, that's just students, period. It's not just UF students.
Oh, okay. Hey. So all those like UF students or
yeah. From my understanding, it's a student price. So
awesome.
If you are a student, we want to help promote you, even if you're not from our beloved Gator community.
We'll take the others too.
Yes.
I love
always.
it. So to kind of like wrap the show, there's one question that I want to ask you. How would you define, no, let me back up. What makes a happy event planner?
Ooh, wow. What makes a happy attendee, happy speakers, happy sponsors?
Hey.
That trifecta, at least for ours right there, because those are the 3 avenues that we work with. And if all of those are happy, we've done our job. We've absolutely done our job. So, yeah.
I love that. So, the event, give us the date again, March 8th.
March 8th and 9th. Yes, March 8th and 9th, University of Florida Hilton Conference Center, or virtual. So please join us. We have the 2-day passes, we have 1-day passes, and we do also have a scholarship open where you can attend for free. So go on the website, iwl.aa.ufl.edu. I know it's a little bit of a mouthful, but go there. Yeah, and until January 18th, we're accepting scholarship applications, so you can go for free. And high school students, as long as you get your parent and school's permission, then you can apply as well.
Oh my goodness. All right. All this good news just like flowing in at the end.
Yes. I know there's so much to talk about.
So I'm going to give this website one more time, and we will link to it after the show here, but it's iwl.aa.ufl.edu. Woo!
I know.
Lots of periods, lots of dots, but you go to that, you will be able to learn more about the event, Inspiring Women Leaders. The theme this year, well, I don't know if this is the theme this year or it's
just this year. Yes. Yeah, just this year.
The Ignite theme, is that just this year?
That's every year. This year the theme is Navigating the Future.
Navigating the Future is the theme.
Yes.
Your tag is Ignite and Inspire.
Exactly.
Love it. Kylie, thank you so much for being on the Happy Event Planner with us today. We hope that your event is so successful. If there's anything we can do to support you, or if there's anyone else that would like to get involved or support, where can they go? How do they contact you? Who do they call?
That website has everything they need to know. We have the sponsorship up there. We have contact information for directly to our event planners, which is going to be the best way to reach them. And that website is your key to everything.
Awesome.